Hi, all you lovely creative people. This is June from Oakwood Lane Designs. How is everyone? I'm going to put up my YouTube chat so I can see. I figured out how to do that. I had forgotten the last couple of times, but I finally got it done. So tonight I am going to be needle felting a squash. Now this one was my practice one. I did this in green because I had this green and I just wanted to see. I didn't have orange at the time. I had to buy it. And so I did this one in green. I'm going to be doing this one. The end result will be in orange tones, orange and green tones. We'll see how it goes. Could be any tones. Okay. So I don't see anybody in chat yet. So I will show what the spooky tree finally ended up looking like. Here it is. If I pull out, you can see it better. Now this isn't glued on yet, and I'll be giving this away at the end of the video of tonight's live. And I'm going to try to do as much as I can live tonight, because what happened with the spooky tree is I got to a certain point at my last live, and then I was taping myself as I was finishing it. Hi, Ashley. Hi, sweetie. Thank you. I was taping little pieces of it because, you paint it, you have to let it dry. So there's all little segments, and I'll try to get that out sometime next week for everybody just to see how it was finished, because I promised during the live that I would show everyone how I finished it. Hi, Shirley. How are you? Glad to see you. Hi. Glad you came. So now I'm going to start. There's a lot to do, but first I think I'm going to switch my camera down because I want to make sure that everybody sees that I'm writing person's names, and then I'll put it in my cauldron and let it cook for a little while. Okay, so let me switch my camera. Oops, don't hit the leave studio. All right, let's see. I'm going to see if I can get my camera right the first time and switch it. Yes, I'm still in my pajama bottoms. Oh, good. Okay, and let's get up YouTube chat. Hi, Barbara. How are you? Ashley's here, and so is Cheryl. Oh, Joanne's here, too. Hi, Joanne. Okay, so here's the list of names of the people who... Hey, Mike, how are you? I'm going to write your names down on this. We had Toby. Okay, so I cross off Toby. I just want to get this done at the start, just to get the names written. Shannon. I took everybody who commented up until just a little while ago. Ashley. And then I will put these. Tony commented. I think Tony is the gentleman who bought my La Befana. I believe that's who he was. He wasn't in chat, but I'm glad he saw it. There's Mike. Megan. Lynn keeps missing it, so I hope she saw my post. Lynn, I found out, is in Liverpool, England, because I looked on her Facebook page. It's got messed up. Sorry, hold on. She's in Liverpool, so I am 6 hours behind her, so I can understand why she misses it, because it is midnight there. I did Nika. Did I do Lynn? So busy talking, I don't remember. It's Mike. No, this was Nikan. Okay, so let's do Lynn. Okay. And we have, sorry about this, but I wanted everybody to see that I was writing everybody's name and putting it in the hat. We have Barbara, whose two daughters are here. And we have, and everybody's still saying hello. Good. Teresa. All right. So now that we did that, okay, and you can see that I cannot see the names anyway. I can throw this out. I put everybody in there. Put this, move this off because I'm going to need a lot of room. Get the cauldron up here. Oh, gosh. Cauldron's heavy. It's cast iron. All righty. Put everybody's name in there. Stir them around. This is fun. And then I'll pick them later. Okay? Good. All right. All right. So let's begin because there's a lot to do. And I want to get through, hopefully, tonight. Here's my needle felting pad. Reason why I don't have Stab It Wabbit anymore, the one with the burlap with the rice, is because I seem to needle felt in one spot and I seem to be wearing them out quite a bit. So I just got this felting pad on Amazon. Now, so here's my felting pad. There's some of my needles, and the first thing we're going to talk about is, this is called Core Wood. Now, this is from Sarafina. I can probably put the link in my description box later. Here's some of her off-white chunky core wool. This, from what I know, I am not an expert on different wools and stuff like that, but the chunky white core is a short fibered, it's like fluffy. It's very fluffy, short fibers, and it felts up really quickly. And since this is less expensive than all of your top coats, you usually put the center of any piece that you needle felt with a little bit less expensive wool, because you use your good wool for the outside. Okay, I'm not going to use this because I have a surplus of another chunky wool. You can use white, you could use whatever color you want, and then your top coat is what is going to be seen. I'm not going to use the white, but I wanted to show it to you. Now, some of the colors that I am going to be using, and I just got this from Sarafina. Now, I just want everybody to know I'm not affiliated with Sarafina. I just like her products. I like her wools. They are consistent. They have always been good. So when I'm looking for wool, I'll always go to her shop first and pick it up. Now, this is her oregano. Beautiful colors. In here, it's not just one solid color, and it's a top coat because those the reason why it's called a top coat, because the fibers are longer in here than they are with your, what this is core roving. This one is the pumpkin, and in real life, without all these lights that I have, this really looks like a pumpkin color. I know it's looking a little bit yellow on the screen, but this is really a darker orange than what it is showing. And this one is Romney, which is a type of wool. It's a little coarser, I think, and a little hairier than this. It feels coarser in your hand. And this is also much prettier in real life. This is like an orange, not as yellow. And this is the Romney top coat. So these are the colors that I'm going to use as my top coat colors for my squash. I'm going to use this. This is a dried squash that I had that I dried. It was one of the first ones that I was able to do. I love this squash. I love the shape of it, and it's nice and dry. It rattles, so it's a nice rattle. Thank you, Joanne. They are pretty colors. And so I'm going to use this as my model of what I'm going to try to accomplish tonight. Let me show you some other things. This is the one that was on the front of the video. This is the one that was, this is my practice one, because I just wanted to make sure I knew. I hadn't needle felted in a long time. As a matter of fact, I made a mouse head and I was going to throw him out. But then I just kept going and he came out okay. There is a leaf that you can use for this, or you can decorate it with other things like burlap, not burlap. you know, that kind of string, the one that's very coarse. And this leaf was originally this color. And I didn't feel like painting it because I've been painting far too many things recently. So what I did was I took my alcohol inks, my alcohol from, these are Ranger, and I have, this is called Meadow, and this one is Latte. And I just took off the cover. Hey, Shannon. And I just put, yeah, well, putting more ink on it. Just dropped ink on it and just let it go. And it's very easy to color that way, and your fingers. But it's, I find alcohol inks to be a lot of fun. And that's all I did. And this is how much of a difference of color it is just from putting two different alcohol inks on it. Like I said, the Meadow and the Latte. All righty. I think I said hello to everybody. So let's begin, because there's a lot to do. So I'm using this color. I seem to have a lot of this hanging around in my, where I keep my yarn, and I really don't, yeah, not my yarn, my wool. I'm going to be saying yarn a lot, guys, but when I say yarn, I mean wool. And I'm going to try not to say also tonight. So let's see how far I get with that. I want my squash. Oh, nice. Excuse me, killing mosquitoes. That one was coming in for a landing. All right, hold on. A little alcohol on the hands. We're doing everything tonight. Okay. Where was I? I'm making my squash about 6 inches long. Now, I am going, I don't know if Teresa is going to be able to get in here tonight, but we were going to needle felt pumpkins. And it seems like you can go online and everybody's needle felting a pumpkin. And I didn't want to do what everybody else was doing because I felt like I was copying them. And I just wanted to be a little bit different than everyone else. So I decided to try to do a squash. And there's going to be very minimal kinds of measurements here because you can make your squash any size that you want. It just depends on how much wool you have. I'm going to take my ruler, my metal ruler, and I am going to start wrapping around the middle, and I'm pulling this pretty tight because I did watch one pumpkin video. It wasn't Sarafina. I didn't want to, like, because I really didn't want to copy anyone. This woman that I watched, I don't remember who she was, what her name was, but she kept the inside of her pumpkin very loosely felted, so you could do that also. And when I mean loosely felted, she didn't make it like, you know, tough on the inside, very firm. I shouldn't say tough, it's firm. This is pretty firmly felted. All right, so I just did this piece. Now we're going to talk about needles. From what I can gather, okay, because I'm not concentrating, I'm just going to put the leather fingertips on my fingers because I don't want to stab myself, and since I'm looking at chat a lot and looking up, I don't want to start stabbing myself because honestly it hurts. I'm just needle felting a little bit just so that the fibers stick together. I know that there's a ruler in there, so I'm trying not to go hog wild into there because I don't want to break my needle, but I just want the fluff that I just put on here to stay. Okay. Now I'm going to take, see, it's hard to do this with those fingers. I want to make this part a little bit bigger. So again, I'm just wrapping around. All right, I won't look up because I still have to get this going. And I have all little pieces here. For the cores, the inside, the core that you're going to be doing, you could, like I said, use any color you want. If you have a lot of wool that or fiber that you want to, I think you go, oh, I hope whoever wins it, I hope you enjoy it. The prize, the spooky tree. Okay, so, and I'll probably do the pick out who's going to win it probably halfway through, maybe around 7:30. So you can hear where I'm clicking in. I'm just trying to get the bottom because as you can tell, the bottom of this is so much bigger than the top. I'm going to be doing a lot of felting, and there's a lot of garbage, it seems like, on this wool. Hey, Tony, how are you? I'm glad you're here. Mike, you got your fingers crossed? I know you want to put it on your nice little bar outside. Okay. Tony, you're the one who bought the La Befana, right? Just so I know, because that's what I said. I'm just mixing. As you can, I'm just mixing any wool because it's not going to matter. I just want to get the general shape. And I haven't even taken it off the ruler yet, and I will in a minute. Hey, Martha, how are you? Okay, to pull wool apart, you just, this one's really tough. You just pull it. You don't have to cut it. You can cut it, but then you have a blunt edge. Okay, I think this is going to be the last piece I put around here. Okay, so let's talk needles. Needles go by gauge. I think I'm saying that right, gauge, G-U-A-G-E. And the lower the number, the stronger the needle. So a 36 is a thicker needle than a 40. This happens to be a 38. This is my 36, and this is either a 40 or a 40 or a 42. And they come in 3 different shapes. A triangle needle means that this point from here to here is 3-sided. A star means that it has, I think, 4 sides, and it has more of these, you can't really see, yeah, you can a little bit, hooks on it, which is the part that helps felt the needle. A twist is where, I don't think any of mine currently, my poor fine needle, or twist is where this part of the needle is twisted. Those are my favorite ones. That's the ones I like the best. I like my 36 to be a triangle because the 36 is heavy duty felting. It's a workhorse. I like my 38s and my 40s to be twists. I don't have any right now, but the next time I buy them, I will buy twists. I just like the way they felt. Most of the time I felt with a 38. I also have, these are called Clover pen tools. This has 2 38s in it, and I can tell because this one, then I put the blue tape on so I can see it at a glance. This one has the heavier duty needle felting. This is the 36. I only put, you can put 3 needles in this tool right here. I only put 2 because most of the time I'm trying to go around wire, and I find that it's easier to go around wire when you only have 2 needles in your felting tool. Now there's a lot of different tools. I like the Clover because when your hands get a little tired of just holding this little needle, or if you're older and you have arthritis, this is a little bit easier to grip. You could even hold it like this and really look like you're stabbing something, okay? Then, of course, this is the punch. This is where all of this has fine needles in it because now I have 5 in here. These are all the 40 size 40 needles, because this is when you really want to get something felted down and felted down smoothly. Okay. All right, so I'm going to take this off my ruler. I just slid it out, as you can see, and I'm going to start shaping this. Jab, jab, jab. I'm game. Also going to have some coffee. And I'm just going to start felting this to get it into shape. I'm felting the bottom first because I like to know, oh, it stands up already. This doesn't look so great yet, but it'll look more like a squash in a few minutes. I like to felt on the bottom so that it has a nice firm bottom to, now this is pulling apart. I should have felted it, but no worries. See, I'm going to twist it. I'm going to put my fingers on. Okay. Going to twist it. I'm just going to get it like this so that it doesn't untwist again. Let's work it a little bit. Needle felting is very relaxing to do, especially after you've had a rough day. You can listen to something and just felt. Okay, this doesn't want to stay put. So you know what? Again, it's not an issue. I'm just, because I have my leather fingers on, I'm not worried about hitting myself with the needles. It's just that I see a lot of people, because these are so uncomfortable, they go like this. And they keep this finger up here because it's just what you think to do. But you really have to learn to, if you're going to use these, to use them as they're intended, that these 2 fingers are the ones that you're holding your project down with. Okay. And since this is a squash and it can be misshapen, we're not going to worry about it. Ashley, have you gone back to felting? I hope so. The other thing I wanted to tell you, if all of this, like I see that there's a hole, I will fix that. What you could do, and I almost said also, what you could do is you could get 2 styrofoam balls and put a skewer in one through the other and put some glue, chop off the bottoms a little bit, you know, slice it, glue it down, put a skewer through, and you can felt on that if you don't have a lot of wool to felt with. I've done it, I think, with the snowman that I made. Yeah, if I tried it, I would need a whole glove. And then once you have that, the first thing you would do, if you are using the styrofoam balls, is you wrap it. The first thing you wrap it in the center so that you have something that connects the 2 balls, and you'll be hitting the styrofoam ball, but that's okay. But that's the first wrap that you would do to make sure there's not like this thing, which is coming up on me, but it won't for long. Yes, I did. I had a lot of fun. We went up to Woodstock and we were hanging out there. They have a lot of very cute shops. The colors were absolutely gorgeous. And they also had a flea market that we went and purchased some things. I got a very pretty wooden bowl, a very small one, but it has all sorts of different colors in it. It's a curly maple, I believe he said it was, the man who made it, because he was there. Now, this is pretty misshapen now, but we'll get there. We will get it into shape. And what's different about this Then a pumpkin is, this is sort of flat and wide. Yes, we stayed at a very nice place. It was like an apartment. So we had a kitchen, we had a living room, we had a little patio, I guess you would call it, because it was on the second floor. It was right above one of these stores in Woodstock. So we were right in town, right smack in the middle of town. So we could walk, you know, you could walk around. And one of my favoriteest things, well, there's a lot of favorite things, but there's a bakery called Bread Alone there. The author, I believe, I know his first name is Daniel. I think his second name is Leader. I'm not sure. And I had, when I first started baking bread, I had gotten a book that bread cookbook that he had made. And I knew, because we went to Woodstock for just a couple of hours last year, because we were on our way home. And there was his bakery, and it's called Bread Alone. And we were right across the street from, our room was right across the street from his bakery. And that was wonderful. We went and got fresh bread on Sunday morning. And we were able to cook some eggs that we brought up. So it was lovely. And his bread was delicious. So I know it's a little bit misshapen, but what I'm doing now is just trying to needle felt overall. We'll get into shapes in a little bit. Yeah, it was fun, Barbara. I had a lot of fun. I was looking for more like a vintage type store, which they didn't really have that many of those. And then the official antique stores were a little, you know, were pricey because you are going into a town. Yes, little shops. You are going into a very, I love little shops too, Shannon. You're going into a town that's very touristy, especially during the fall. It's in the Catskill Mountains, if you know anything about upstate New York. And the mountains were beautiful. We picked the perfect weekend because I think the colors were at their peak. Okay, so let's try to make this thing look a little bit less weird. I'm going to take some wool. Thank you, Martha. And put it in that hole. I'm sorry, I was doing it off camera. This is a little bit harder to get to separate. Okay. So you just poke, 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 poke. Get the shape you want. And if the shape doesn't come out the way you want it, there is no reason why you could add more wool, but if there's too much wool, cut it off. Cut it off with a pair of scissors. I do that to my mouse ears all the time. If I make my mouse's ears, my mice's ears, whatever the proper way to say that is, and they're too big, I cut them down and then just refelt the tips. Okay, that's at least holding its shape a little bit better. And then needle felting is like, sort of like sculpting. It's how you angle your needles as you're poking it. I am going down because I want this top piece to stay with the bottom piece a little bit better than it was. Now, this lady who I watched said it only takes you 20 minutes to do a pumpkin. And I'm like, oh gosh. Okay. And she did it. She did it within 20 minutes. It was very nice that she got it done. But she did a very soft felting job, which means she didn't felt it down too much. So is anybody in the middle of doing any projects? Oh, this looks so misshapen. Okay, we'll fix it. Don't worry about a thing. I have some that I was pulling off before because I was trying to do something. So I think it needs a little bit more wool right over here. I'm not going to look up. I don't want to put the fingers back on. Okay, it's looking a little bit weird. So we'll put more wool over here. I think this is going to take me longer than 20 minutes, but that's okay. Mom's making my Christmas present. Why don't you tell us what it is? Oh, my lips are sealed. I'm not even sure, 100% sure I know what it is. I know your mom probably told me, but I don't remember. See, whenever anyone tells me not to say anything, it's really good because basically I don't remember anything. I told your mom that the other day. I don't remember a darn thing. So as I'm needle felting, I'm seeing places that I want to get the felt a little bit more felted, the wool a little bit more needle felted, and I'm finding areas that I want to add a little bit more to. Can't blame you, no, I can't blame you, Shannon. But I'm sure whatever it is, considering that I forgot, it's going to be gorgeous. Your mom does beautiful work. And I'm glad your mom's internet is working really nicely now. Joanne, we have to talk about that thing that you told me about Etsy. I didn't even know it was happening, so I got to look online to see what's going on with that. I finally got the whole plaid thing that they wanted me to confirm my ID in plaid. She was telling me. Oh, goodness. Well, you only have, let's see. Oh, what is today? The 25th. You only have 2 more months, and then you'll be opening your present. All right, what do I need? I need something here. Okay, I need more over here, and I need to get this flattened out. This little piece is just not felting properly. So where are my scissors? Scissors, scissors. You know what? That's what you do. So it wasn't felting the way I wanted it to felt. So you just pull some off. Just wasn't doing it. And then I'll put that back on. But I wasn't liking the way it was looking, so that's all. The other thing is when you start felting, start needle felting, make easy projects. They sent an email yesterday about the sale. You know what? Either I'm deleting or they're not sending me emails. I don't know what the problem is. I'll have to look. Okay, this is looking like a crazy looking squash here, but squashes, I want to build up to get this a little bit rounder. Okay. Oy, maron. Okay. Now these are very long fibers on this. I don't think this is core wool, but if you wanted to get it down to its smaller fibers, you keep doing this and it'll get smaller and smaller. After they worked on it after the internet guy left. So I wanted to get this side a little bit fatter, so I'm just putting in more wool on that side. So I would start, like if I was going to start needle felting, I would do snowmen. They're easy. I would do, what's another easy project to start with? Pumpkins are easy. Yeah, I have the Sell on Etsy app on my phone. Joanne, I do have that. I'll go look to see what's happening. Who knows? Maybe I didn't sell enough things, or I don't have, because I don't have free shipping anymore on my stuff. I took that off because, okay, this is going to sound horrible, but a lot of my stuff is sort of, I consider, but not people who are looking at it probably don't. But I think I sell my stuff pretty cheaply as comparison to the amount of hours that I work on it. And the free shipping was just like, wait a minute. Etsy takes a cut. They take a nice cut. Then I'm giving free shipping, and my prices weren't that high for me for the amount of work that I did to begin with. So I just took whoa, am I breaking needles? No. Okay. You have to go straight in. Whatever angle that you're going in, you got to go straight in and straight out. Where you get in trouble is you go in and you pull it out at a different, you snap your needles if you pull it out at a different angle. That's where a lot of the snapping of the needles occurs. Let's get this thing into some kind of shape. Okay. Yeah, I do too, Joanne. It's been a very long dry spell this year. I don't even know, honestly, I don't even know if I sold anything this year. I'd have to go back and look. Okay. The other thing is, on these, you can also take this off, which makes your needles go in further. I don't know why I didn't do that. They only felt up to, where is it? Up to here. But if you can do that, because you're taking this guard off, you can felt in further. I want to get this felted a little bit more, and then I'm going to put more on the bottom. Barbara, I can't, right now I can't do the link. So I could put the link in for Joanne's shop. I'd have to stop felting because I don't have it as a copy and paste. Okay, here we go. And when you put it in Etsy, You have to put it in exactly how she wrote it, so it's easier if you copy and paste it. Because Etsy has weird things like there's no spaces in between the shop, in between words. So the only way you can differentiate each word is by putting, you know, in uppercase. They don't let you use spaces. I don't know why. Half the time I can't even, you know, if I had to tell somebody what my shop is, it's very hard to explain that whole thing. Okay, sure thing, Barbara. I will give it to you. I'll give you the link. Okay, so we're getting there. We're sort of getting there. This needs to be filtered a little bit more. Still a little flimsy. So this isn't going to be taking 20 minutes, guys. I don't know how she did her pumpkin in 20 minutes, but this isn't going to be taking 20 minutes. And you know, to tell you the truth, it's sort of like a fun thing to do for a while. You can listen to TV or YouTube video if they talk and you don't have to look and see what they're doing. I listen to some people that they're just talking. It's a movie channel and they talk about movies, and so I can just listen to them. I don't have to see their faces as they're talking. It's not like a how-to. It's what I should have just said. Make that conversation much easier. Now I'm trying to needle felt in, so I'm getting a curve here. When I made this one, I made separate. I didn't do it on the ruler. I just made a big ball. This one has a core underneath. I had bought some red, Christmas red type wool, and I don't even know why I bought it. And I was like, why do I have all this red wool? It's just sitting there and sitting here and I'm not using it. So I said, okay, I was practicing on this. I said, let me try it. So I used this red wool that's underneath this. So this is almost like a Christmas squash. I've had a bad cut on my thumb from a knife. I'm always stabbing myself with scissors. Ooh. Okay, you get the leather glovies, these. And I tell you, they are wonderful, especially as if you're beginning and if you're doing like I'm doing, talking and felting at the same time, although I try. But those cuts are very, very yucky. They hurt. Now, I am sure that people who have more experience than me needle felting would be looking at what I'm doing and saying, oh my goodness, what is she doing? But you know what? I'm getting it done. And I like to have like a little indent in the bottom because most fruit does. you still just stabbed yourself? Oh goodness. You just got to remember to keep the fingers that don't have the leather on, keep them away. Yeah, but you can't be having a conversation and not looking at what you're doing. That's the main thing. Always concentrate on where your hand is that you're not felting with. What's this? Fluff. So, in other words, I guess what I was trying to say, I don't know why my phone is binging. I was trying to say is that if you have felt, if you have wool that you're not using, or a strange color that you don't know why you bought it, you can almost said also, you can use it as a core wool. So nothing has to go to waste. Like this little piece of gray that I had over here that's lighter, that's all I had of it, and I can't make anything. I can't make a mouse out of it, and it was too light anyway. I mean, it wasn't a color that I like to use when I'm making my light gray mice. So instead of tossing it, you just use it as a core. Okay. All right. We're getting a little bit of a shape here. So I want to put, all right. Well, I'm pretty clumsy too. I am definitely not the most graceful person in the room. Okay, so your strands are too long. Where is my scissor? Cut them. And then you just go back and forth like this, because what you're trying to do is get fluff on both sides. This is a big piece for me. They keep falling. You just want to get it fluffy on both sides, and you're getting rid of the cut look, like right there. Put that, just, you're trying to get rid of it so that it looks nice and fluffy on both sides, because I want to add a big piece here. This is probably too big, and I should add little by little, but I just want to get this. What time is it? 7:17? Okay. And the reason why you want it fluffy at the ends is because it felts better. It doesn't leave a line. Like this gray thing is leaving, it doesn't leave that kind of a line. If this was on my top coat, I would have had to cut that all out. And your Aunt Diane. It runs in the family, huh, ladies? Why are you using 2 needles instead of the 5? The 5 is a finer needle, and it's they don't go down as far. And this is the 38 needle, and this is really going in very far, so it's felting this a lot. It's felting as far as I go down, so it's felting all the way from here to the center of this almost. And why I only have 2 needles in here is because most of the time when I'm needle felting, especially a mouse, there's wire. And if you hit the wire with your needle, you'll break it. So with the 2, I slip more on the side because I sort of know where the wire is. I could put 3 in it for tonight, but I'm not going to. It's easy enough to do. I don't know if you know what the clover tool looks like. It usually has this part on it. Let me show you. And then it has a cover. But how to change your needles is you just, let's see, now it's not going to work. Here, you just turn this. Let me get this on. Okay, and your needles are right here. And you just take out one, whichever one that you want, and put it in there. See, there's one hole left that doesn't have a needle in it. Yes. to smooth it. Yes. And they're finer needles. They're either 40s or 42s. I'm not sure what I have in there, but they're the finer needles. I'm working with the 38. I should really be working with the 36 because I'm not doing anything fine. And this one is it felts faster. And how I know it is because I put the blue tape on it, so I can tell it at a glance, because I don't want to be sitting here looking at the needles. Okay, here we go. I don't want to get my fingers when I'm doing this. And why I'm felting this part down is because I want the fibers to lock, so like this doesn't come off. It's not coming off now, but now this is getting pretty stiff. I'm still I still want to work it where I get a little bit more of a puff there. There's a couple of ways I can do that. I can make the shape and then put it on. This is not really great core wool. I don't know what this wool was. And I'm using it as a core wool. I can make a shape and put it on, but I'd rather just, let's see, just felt it on. But I don't want it that thick all over because that's going to make it flat again. So we're going to cut it and try to get it so that it's flimsy on both sides so it felts. And then just put a big puff right there. Puff, puff. Okay, let's get this guy in here. Okay, Barbara asked me, when do you know that you have felt it long enough? When it gets really firm. I can tell, like this is loose, but I can tell my center is pretty firm. And does that, Shannon asked, does that repetitive motion not hurt? No, it doesn't. Because I'm not using like this. If I just use one needle after a while, because my fingers are holding it, this, because it's thicker, it's like holding a pencil. It's easier for me when I'm doing the big jobs. Then I can go and refine it with that, with just one needle. Yeah, it is. It is. I'm not sure, Mike, what the something about, well, the barbs on the needles are the things that make it become meshed together, so it becomes firmer. Okay. Still a little flat over here, so I want to do that. And then after I get that worked up just a little bit, I'm going to pull the name out of the cauldron. Maybe I was trying to pull too much of too big of pieces, and that's why it was hard. Because what you're supposed to do is you just grab it with like these little fibers here and pull. And you get all these pretty little pieces. Grab it and pull. I was trying to pull it in the middle, and that's why it was giving me such a hard time. Okay. Ooh, got a lot of wool here. And you cut it. I would like to get the base done by 7:30, which I'm almost there. Just so that after that, the next hour, since this is not a 20-minute pumpkin, And another reason why you're moving your wrist all around, so it's not, you're not just going like, you are going like this, but it's at different angles. So that helps too. And it's going to look messy because I'm not going to, you know, it is going to have like these divots in it, but that's okay because I don't want it to look that smooth, because I want it to have little like bumpsy lumpsies in it, because I want to make it like a bumpy lumpy squash. I don't know if you could see the texture in here, but I love the little texture that's in this. It makes it a little look a little squash like. Okay. Alrighty, so this is going to be my base. And it's very rough looking. Again, that's fine. So I'm just going to leave this alone for a little bit. Well, wait, well, sorry, one little thing. I don't see, this is too soft here. This is firmer, but this is too soft. So I just want to needle felt a little bit more of that, and then I will pick the name out of the cauldron. A little better. And once you do it, it's really hard to explain because this is a tactile thing. You have to feel it. And you would know when Ashley is doing some needle felting, she can show you what I'm talking about. Okay. Just want to add just a little bit more fiber over here. And it's amazing how you do one or two projects and you really start to get a feel for it. But I would suggest that you do easy projects. My first mouse, the first thing I needle felted was a mouse. But before I did that, I was sort of practicing just wrapping it around some wire and just practicing different, to get different feels of it. But I wouldn't, if I wouldn't think of doing a mouse as my first project again, because it was just too hard to do a mouse as your first project. The first mouse I think I tossed. The second mouse came out okay, but then each one started to come out like a little bit more like I liked it more and more. And then you start getting, like I said before, I think I can go and get it. Hi, Telly. Welcome to the show. Ouchie. Hold on. Legs are hurting. I don't know when I did this, when I started to do this, I had bought some wooden nutcrackers at Michael's, the small ones. They come in a pack of like 5 of them. And I had made this before, this type before. I think I made 2 of them a couple of years ago. So I still had this one body left and I wanted to get rid of it enough. I have enough stuff and get rid of it so I can put it for sale in my Etsy shop. And this was the first time I needle felted a mouse's face in a long time. And at first it was looking horrible. And I was like, okay, just go through it. There's always a part it's the ugly part. There's always a part in a project where it just looks ugly, but you just stick with it and you'll maneuver it. And then after a while, I think he's one of my favoriteest faces that I made. I think he's really cute. And here's another thing with his ear. This ear was a little too long, so I cut it. And then I just refelted it a little bit, and you would never know that I cut it and did anything to it. See, so you don't have to be afraid to make mistakes. You know, thank you, Barbara. You don't have to be afraid to make mistakes on anything. You know, and the worst thing that can happen, and I noticed here that I just want to put a little bit more felt wool over here because it's looking a little crooked to me. So I'll do that, you know, later before I put them up, take the pictures to put them up for sale. It's only a little bit of wool, and you can toss it. Yes, he is, says the lady. Yeah, well, I don't really like mice in real life, but I love making them. I think I don't know, ever since I was a little kid, I loved books that had little mices in them and stuff. So, all right. Oh, what is happening here? Well, still a little flat, but we'll figure it out. Let's get that felted a little bit more because I want to put a stem on it. We'll see if we can do a stem too. But I'm going to take a little break, and in the meantime, I'm going to get the cauldron up here, and we're going to pick a name. All right, I got. Be right back. Got to get the pups ready for bed. Okay, Barbara, but I'm picking the name. Need a cup of little coffee. All right, let's get everything over on the side. Okay. All right, where is that cauldron? Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. Okay. You see, let me get some gum. Hold on, where'd the gum go? There it is. All right. So I got all the names of the people who put comments. And I'm going to pick one out. Okay. And let's see who's going to get the spooky tree. I'll show it to you before I see it. Ashley! Yay! Ashley's going to get the spooky tree. All right. Congratulations, Ashley. Congrats, Ashley. I will send that out to you. Hopefully tomorrow. The thing is, Ashley, I didn't glue this down yet. Do you want me to make this a little bit of a different color? That's what I showed you. Did I show you what this is what the, what the brown color looks like. Oh, it's harder to do it. I have things in here. Oops, everything is going to come out. So just tell me what if you wanted a different color. Otherwise, I will glue it in right like that. I could do a black wash on here. You loved your mom. I was half right. It was the other sister. Congratulations. Yes, Joanne, you were half right. I could make a black wash on here if you want. That would have to be with acrylic paint, not with the alcohol inks. The reason why is there's certain colors with alcohol ink that when you put, because I have to do the alcohol ink, to explain this, I'm going to spray it with alcohol and then put the ink on it and smush it around. There are certain colors of at least the Ranger alcohol ink, like a dark brown, one of the dark brown, the espresso color. I love the color, but I don't use it because it has a, for some reason when I spray alcohol, it turns like this blue color, and I really don't like the blue color. Okay. That it turns. So I know that the brown color, these two colors do not do that, the meadow and the latte that I was using for the leaf. So if you wanted a different color, just let me know. I would just leave it as is, Christine's here. Hi, Christine. You forgot me? Oi, Christine. But I'm glad you're here. I'm so glad you came in. I just like it with this color on it because I think there's enough brown in here where it sort of matches that. I wanted to make him brownish gray to look like a real tree and not just black. So I got to figure out where this goes exactly. So I'll just glue this in. It's okay, Christine. All right, I'll glue it in and I'll send it out to you. And I signed it on the bottom. Excellent. Congratulations, Ashley. Okay. Wooden spoon. All right. Let's get back to my misshapen squash. Okay, that's the leaf over there. Let's move everything back. Okay, so now I'm going to start putting the top coat on, but now let's move this out of the way. See, I still have more of this, so I can do maybe a little pumpkin with that. All right, I took out, okay, I'm going to try to do something. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but I'm going to try it, and if it doesn't work, I can pull it off. I'm going to take a chenille stem, also known as a pipe cleaner. But I guess these are chenille stems because pipe cleaners were a little bit less fluffy. I'm going to just see if this works. I was trying it out earlier. Oh, I need that other, where did that other wool go? Okay. Let me get a couple of pieces of it. Let's see. Because you want to add some of these things to it, these creases. So let's have some fun. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Okay, I'm going to tack it down. This is too thick. I don't need it this wide. So we're going to cut it again. Have they? I didn't know that. Oh, that's right. Yes. Excellent. Well, next year we'll see. We will see. Maybe their mom will get it. So I'm tacking this pipe cleaner down to my squash first. And how I'm doing that is just running some fiber off the top, over the top and the bottom. Hi, Bo. How are you? Okay. Oh, I want it to go like that more. Okay. What I'm trying to do is make ridges. I need you back. And the pliers. And we're just gonna mess this up a little bit, which way, it doesn't matter at this point. I'm taking little shortcuts because I want to get this done. I want to get it done within 2 hours. Because I'm gonna stay on. Oh, yeah, you won the vampire picture. Tell him it's a picture of your uncle. that, that ought to freak them out. Now, is this a good, I hit the pipe cleaner with my needle. This is a good time for everybody, right? Because there's some people that, because they're overseas, they don't get to be on a live. I don't know. I mean, I like this time. I could do it earlier too, during the day. I'm just trying to make some ridges here. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it's going to work, but this is not felted that strongly in here. I can get it out, but I'm just trying to make some ridges to make it look more like a weirdo squash. Okay, and there should be like another one right here, and I can cut this down a little bit. You like this time? Good. Okay. Alrighty. I was just trying to, I think it's good for some people. Well, I think it's good for the majority of the people. Okay, where's that? I put that on, I put the rule away a little too fast. And if this doesn't work out, I can just put some orange on this one and it'll look fine too. Fluff it out. I'm just fluffing. I'm not even trying to make it look neat now. I'm just fluffing. Hold on. Okay. Sarah, our client, believed you? What did you tell her? Try to get this up. Okay. Just trying to get on some ridges. I've never done this before. I tried it this afternoon for a little while. It came out okay, but I wasn't really serious about it. So I'm just trying to get some ridges in the squash to make it look more like a squash. Oh, oh, okay. That the vampire was you. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. Let's get the thumb on because I'm going. Okay. See now this is wire, this is the chenille stems. So with the two needles, I'm not going over it like this, although I can because the two needles fit, but I have to go slower. But I know where the chenille stem is, so I can hit it easier with just two needles than three. Though I don't know where the chenille stem went up there. Okay. All right. This was the extra fluff. Thank you, Christine. How you feeling, sweetie? And Telly, have you gotten out of your slump? I think you said you were in a slump. Were you in a slump? I hope that's what you said. I don't want to be saying that you're in a slump when you're not in a slump. Okay, those ridges are on, looking a little. Let's put some on the other side. I should be using black because it would go better. You wouldn't see it as much, but I only have a couple of black ones left, and I was in the middle of trying to do a bat. Didn't come out. Didn't get very far. I don't know if I'm going to finish it or not. But I need the black pipe cleaners or chenille stems. Sorry, you have to call them what they are. Chenille stems for the bat. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, Christine. So hi, Christine. I'm good. No. Oh, yes. Excellent, Christine. Good news. That's good news. Very good news. Okay. Got pipe cleaners. I got. Thank you, Tally. I told my sister, she said she probably wouldn't be able to come in to this time. I was hoping Cora would be able to come in. And I was trying to explain to her that everybody's going to say hello to her and you have to say hello back. She's like, where do I do that? So cute. Said in the chat. Toby's here. Hi, Toby. Ashley won the spooky tree, but thank you for, oh, by the way, thank you everyone for leaving such lovely comments. That was really very, very sweet of you, and I appreciate it very much. You could have just given me a thumbs up or a smiley face, but everyone left a really pretty comment, and I appreciate it. Thank you. So remember for next year, all you have to do is leave a thumbs up. If you left any kind of a comment, you're in. Just try to make the pipe cleaner go out a little bit more. Make it an odd shape. I know this is a little messy, but it will get there. And why is this stick up? Don't stick up. I don't like you sticking up. And the more you needle felt on either side of the pipe cleaner, the more defined the line is. Oh, yes, congratulations on your anniversary. They were very pretty pictures, yes. It's 30 years? Wow, that's lovely. Okay. Oh, this is getting a very odd shape. I'm liking it. I like it. The top coat shouldn't take me long, so hopefully, I mean, I could have done one in different stages, but that's no fun. I want to show you how I suffer through all of this. Getting a very odd looking thing here. Whoa, whoa. God, oh, 37 years, 50, 33. Wait a minute. Oh, Christine is 30. Toby is 33 and Barbara is 37. Wow, ladies. Okay. Whoopsie. Get the needle the right way. So I'm running the needles like parallel to where the chenille stem is. On either side of it. And I'm going to have a hairy mess. That's what I have right now. Let's get going here. Pups had their snacks and Ranger got his PJs and now they are in bed. Thank goodness. I'm not marrying his behind. Spoiled dogs. Yeah, but they're so cute. Okay. I just want to add maybe another one. And then we'll get to putting the top coat on it so it starts to look like it has. What do I have here? Let's put a little one. Let's put a little one right like that. Okay. Really, and then make it go in sort of like that there. Okay. I don't know if you could hear that, but that was me hitting the wire of the chenille stem. up. Okay. It's gonna, right now, it's a furry mess. It's going to end up being a squash, but with a little bit more ridges to it, because I wanted to have some ridges in my squash. Christine? Hey, listen, lady, you came late to the party, okay? Only kidding. Christine, everybody does pumpkins. Go online and put in on YouTube and look, just hit needle felted pumpkins. You're going to get about 5 or 6 people doing pumpkins. So I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do a squash. And I'm trying to make it look like an odd looking squash, sort of like this one, although I'm not taking as much time as I would if I was doing this off camera to make, you know, to really get it, really put in a lot of bumps and stuff in it. I'm using the chenille stems to give me some ridges. And the reason why it's this gray color is because I'm just using an undercoat. I'm not using the good wool, because that's going to be the top coat. And it's going to go right over this. Okay. Let's get that in. Let's get going here. You forgot the time. You forgot the description. Lady, I'm the one that's supposed to, I'm the old one who's supposed to forget everything. Okay, maybe just a little one sort of off to the side here. And then I'll stop doing these so I can put the top coat on and we can have fun with that. Thank you, Joanne. So I was with the first day when we were trying to go up to Woodstock, we went to, and I keep forgetting what it's called, which is really why I didn't mention it. The field where Woodstock really did happen, there's a museum there. And we went to the museum, and it was beautifully done. The museum is gorgeous. The bathrooms are gorgeous, nice and clean. That's important. And the field where it happened, where the actual concert went on, is gorgeous. Now, they had all sorts of pictures, and they were talking about, I mean, I'm old enough to have lived through it. I remember when Woodstock was happening in 1969. All my mother kept saying, as I told my daughter and my friend, was that all they're doing is doing drugs and having sex. Well, it was the peace love movement. I don't know if they're, and it was raining, so it was very muddy. People were full of mud. And a lot of behind the scenes happenings with the talent that was coming in. Richie Havens wasn't supposed to open up the show, but nobody else was there because they were all caught in the traffic. Traffic was bowed up. Oh, it happened in Bethel, Bethel. That's it, Bethel, New York. And when I first went to Woodstock, the actual town, a long time ago, it was very hippie, you know, with the tie-dye t-shirts. There was still a few tie-dye t-shirts, but there's a lot of old-timers there. My daughter met one of the people who was at the concert. He was up there looking at in Bethel. It was very interesting from the other point of view, besides my mom's, of everybody's just doing drugs and having sex. So when I first went to Woodstock, getting back to that, because I'm squirreling, and I'm not even looking at comments and I'm squirreling, it was like a lot of hippie stores. Now there's a lot of very nice boutiques up there, and still, you know, the crystal stores and the stores that have the tie-dyed t-shirts, although everything is a lot more expensive. But the old guard is, you know, the people, the ones that own the shops, a lot of them, you can tell they were probably original because they're older, much older. And I hope the town doesn't change. It was very busy on Saturday when we got up there, and Sunday, very busy. Saturday night, since we were right in town, there was a lot of commotion going on, but it wasn't bad commotion, but you could hear people and cars going. Sunday night, it was like a ghost town. On Monday, because we stayed until Monday, it was, we didn't stay there long, and it was raining. That was the first day that we had rain. We just had breakfast and left, because one of the reasons why I want to get off the island is you can't, to go upstate, you have to go over 2 bridges. One to go from Manhattan and Bronx to upstate or something, some bridge there, and a bridge to get off the island, because of course you're an island. And there's always so much traffic. Now we missed a lot of it on Monday coming home. There was only one delay, and that was by the bridge, one of the bridges we were going over. On the bridge, one lane was closed. We got halfway over the bridge and the other lane was closed, so they were taking 3 lanes of traffic because they're doing work. They're always fixing everything here. I don't know if anything ever gets fixed, but they so it's always a bottleneck, always. And people in New York, and I'm sure everybody says this from their town, they're a little bit of crazy drivers, and it's just not fun. To get off the island is always a hard time. When Megan and I took the train up to go to Cold Spring, we had to go into Manhattan and then cross town to get the train that goes upstate that way. And that takes longer because of all the, you know, trains and everything else like that. But it's a little less stressful because I'm not a great passenger. I'm missing Chad. I'm only a couple of months older than you. Okay. I told it, where's Joanne? June is just an ad. Thank you, Barbara. I haven't read. And thank you, Toby. Ashley, a nurse I used to work with tried to go. She got stuck in traffic and couldn't make it. She said she just stood by a car smoking a joint and listened to the music. Yep, that's what a lot of people, there was cars, you know, they just parked their cars 3 miles out, I think, and walked to get to the concert. As it was happening, I didn't know that it was going to become like a cultural icon thing. Not the way my mom was talking about it anyway, but it has. And unfortunately, I don't know if the ideas that they had at that time really progressed, because the 60s was a very turbulent time. It was the time of change, but, you know, we had 3 assassinations. JFK in 63, Martin Luther King, and then a couple of months later, Robert Kennedy. It was a time of, and then we had the Vietnam War. If you were going to be drafted, if you didn't want to be drafted, you had to dodge the draft, and everybody looked down on them. But if anybody remembers, when the Vietnam War vets came home, we didn't treat them so nice. We sent them to a war that we didn't want to get involved with. We called the people who didn't want to fight draft dodgers. I don't want to get political. Well, it was just a mess. Let's put it that way. The 60s were a time of change, and I don't know if all of the things that they wanted to change ever got to be changed. I wish it did. I guess a lot of things did. There was a lot of segregation that finally was sort of, but let's get back to needle felting so I don't get political. It was fun. I should have just said that. We also got to the moon. That's a none. Okay, so I have this messy thing that sort of looks like an odd looking squash. I think I really should put one more piece right there. I'm sorry. I know this is sort of boring to just watch me get these things in, but I promise you after this, I am going to put the top coat on and then we'll be done with at least, you know, the top coat shouldn't take that long. I'm just fluffing it out either way. I'm not really caring at this point. I just want to get them down. Okay. So there was a lot of nice boutiques, a ton of places. It was cute, a ton of places to go eat. We were talking to someone local. Well, he told us he was local. He had a organic ice cream, so we had to go taste a little taste of that. And he was saying, you know, we were talking. He said that when the locals go to a pizza place because the Italian restaurant in town was too expensive for them. That was cute. He was an older fella too. They were very friendly people. But like I said, they had my bakery, Bread Alone, which is the second time because we did go there last year to get some bread. Megan picked up a San Francisco sourdough. And gosh, I don't know if you people like bread, but to me, a toasted piece of sourdough with some regular butter on it is heavenly. That's my downfall. I don't know about anybody else, but that's my downfall. Bread is my downfall. I think I could give up pretty much every other carb besides bread and potatoes. I like potatoes. And I like them boiled with, I like to boil them with garlic. I don't want to talk about food. I shouldn't start talking about food because then I'm going to be starving while all you people are eating. Bread, yeah. Bread is, I just love bread. That's why I started baking it because I just, there's something about bread that just makes you feel very homey, you know? But sourdough is hard to get to start off with. And of course, you can't do San Francisco sourdough because I don't know what differentiates San Francisco sourdough unless the sourdough starter came from San Francisco. That could be the reason why that it's called San Francisco, or maybe it's a type of flour that they use. I'm not sure. Okay, so this thing has a very odd shape, and that's fine because that's what we're trying to accomplish. We are not trying to accomplish something that looks pretty. I mean, very, you know, uniform. I wanted an odd shape, and I can felt this more as I start putting on the top coat. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to use the pumpkin. This is a core wool, so it's a rough wool, sort of like this, but a little bit better quality, I think, because I know this is Serafina's wool that I'm using. See, look at how lovely that pulls off. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And I'm just going to start needle felting the top coat on. And then all of a sudden this thing will start looking a little bit more like a squash and not a gray blob. Okay, then what you could also do is take some of this, okay, get some of this out. Oh, see how wonderful this pulls? Oh, this is lovely. Take some of this and mix it. I love the breads that you have to let sit for a little while, like they call it, oh goodness, what do they call it with the Italian, when you do it the Italian way? There's so many different. Sourdough is a bread that doesn't have yeast in it. It's done by the natural yeast that's in the air. A little too much of the green. They call it a sponge also, where you're using yeast, but you don't make a bread. You can start a bread and make it, you mix the dough, you wait for it to rise, you punch it down, wait for it to rise, and it's like a day bread. It takes about 5 hours to make it. But when you start to make like a sponge, that means you usually let it go overnight. And there's an Italian version of it. And of course, I forgot what that's called because my brain is shot. Okay. Too much of one. So we're just going to, I'm doing a really bad job of mixing this, guys. I'm sorry because I'm not paying attention to it as much as I should because I'm thinking about bread. Proofing is when after you've shaped the dough, or even while but yeah, proofing is after you shape the dough and you wait. It's not making a sponge. A sponge is when you put most of the, not all of the bread ingredients together, but you put, like, you mix a little bit of water with the yeast and some part of the flour, and you let that sit, like, usually overnight, so it develops more of a flavor. And you can put it in the fridge too, I think. Well, you don't have to use milk in it. Sourdough is usually, the easiest starter that I know of is when you use freshly milled rye flour. Rye likes to ferment. So rye flour is very quick fermenting. You can make it with milk also. Oh, I used the word also. Bing, bing. I should put $1 in the pot. It's my latest word that I cannot stand that I use. Okay, I know I have a chenille stem right here somewhere. So let's get that. Might want to have just a little bit of green over here. Yep, close to homemade as possible. I make a basic bread that I do all the time. It's with oats that I soak in water overnight, and that's just an easy bread to make. And I love, and I've used a lot of different flours with it. I currently haven't made it in a while. Been using a lot of spelt flour and einkorn. Einkorn is a flour. It's a flour that the wheat seed has not been genetically modified, and spelt is the same way. They call them ancient flour grains. So I usually make this oatmeal bread. It's a pan loaf. It's 2 loaf pans. And sometimes the kids are really into it. Sometimes they, I got to figure it out because I try to leave the one that's open that we cut on the cutting board upside down on the cut. And then the other one in the fridge in a brown paper bag. But sometimes if you don't eat it right away, it can go stale. And then I guess you can use it for breadcrumbs. Oof, okay. This is looking odd. Okay, let's get some more of this green, lovely wool. How am I doing on time? Oh, I have 15 minutes, but I'm going to keep going, ladies and gents, if the gents are still here. Sorry, Mike and Anthony, that you didn't win. They're still here, I don't know. See how fuzzy this is? It's such nice core wool. It's so fuzzy. It felts up so wonderfully. It really does. I love her wools. And she has so many different colors. And they smell of soap. It's nice. Cornbread is good too. No, I've never had that, Joanne. I've never had. Olive oil, yep. Wait, okay, I'm sorry. I eat bread when I can eat nothing else. Okay, that sounds good. Italian bread and butter, I'm good. Yep. I love homemade cornbread. That is one of my favorites. I don't make that a lot. Love that it's dipped in olive oil and spices. Yes, I like it toasted. I love my bread toasted. I have this thing about toasted bread. But that is delicious. Cornbread is good too. Have you ever had hot water cornbread? No, I never had. Now I want bread or a yeast roll and honey butter. I know. I'm starting to get myself hungry again. Okay. All right. So can you see how this how it's making? I love this. This is wonderful. This to me is gorgeous with the streaks in it. And all that's doing is taking two different color wools, doing a haphazard way of, where's my haphazard way of blending them, blending the wool. Wait, was that one? I thought that was one. And putting it down. Whoa, you can hear when you hit the oh, okay. Basically, wait a minute, let me go back. I love my bread machine. That's nice, Telly. I hope you use it a lot. I'm going to start making bread again. It's just I've been off making bread. Okay. Joanne, basically cornmeal prepared with boiling water and fried into patties. Ooh, okay. That sounds absolutely delicious. Christine says, I take a box of Jiffy cornbread and a can of cream corn mixed and baked. That sounds good. That sounds delicious too. All of these are good. Ashley, I love. Thank you, honey. So I made a pan of cornbread and a pot of soup a few nights ago. Lovely. Nothing better on a cold evening. If it was cold down in Texas, Telly, or I think you're still in Texas, right, sweetheart? Sweetheart, okay. We had White Castles after my rheumatologist today. Is White Castle? I know people love White Castle, but Toby, don't get mad. But is that healthy? Okay. Oh, put in some jalapeno peppers. I like greens with potatoes and onions. I need to make some pumpkin bread. Look at all of this. So if I did not spark your interest in needle felting, now we're gonna we'll do a bread baking. I love it. I love you ladies. I really do. Okay. What did you do last night on your channel? Well, I tried to needle felt this weird looking squash, and and we talked about baking bread. Not all health. Yeah, I know. I know. I shouldn't say it because you know what? I shouldn't be saying anything to Toby because what did I have today? Potato chips. Okay, nice oily potato chips. So I shouldn't be talking about being healthy, whatever, because I am sure what she ate was probably healthier than the potato chips. Okay. So I should just shut my mouth and felt. That's my job here tonight, is to felt. Okay. Oh, this is sticking out. Well, we don't want you sticking out. Go in there. All righty. Here we go. We'll put some orange down here. I can't even tell where my chenille stems are anymore. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. Let's get you down there. All righty. Any spots that don't, that don't look too good to you, add a different color to it. Straighten it all out. Yes. we all like to cook and eat. And thank you, Toby. I didn't mean to be, hey, like I'm Miss Healthy over here. Miss Healthy is like 40 to 50 pounds overweight. So I should just shut up. That's what I should do. Okay. Oh, hitting lots of wires there. And I still have my needles. I'm using the heavier duty needles because at this point I'm probably going to get punchy and start. All right, this side has to go in a little bit more. Go in a little bit more. Go, 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 go. Okay, should look a little bit more like a squash there. All right, hold on. We got to get this down. Okay. I don't cooking. I used to like to cook a lot more. I like baking bread the most out of all of it. And Kelly, you're starting a crochet problem. Crochet. Okay, we're getting punchy. You're starting a crochet problem. Okay, who knew? Who knew that crocheting was going to be a problem? Okay, a crochet project. You're making a long cardigan. What color? I need to know the color. I don't cook meals anyway. I basically fit one-pot stuff or eat sandwiches or junk. I love cooking for large get-togethers. I don't mind cooking for large get-togethers. What I hate doing is cleaning. I hate having to clean the house. I'm not big on cleaning. And not to say that my house is dirty, but it's dusty. And because I haven't painted in a long time, I don't think we've ever painted the kitchen once we did it, and that's too many years ago. It's got spots on the walls that aren't that nice, and trying to clean them all off is a pain in the neck. But I'm not going to be doing any painting since I'm planning on sooner or later, hopefully sooner, of moving. I'm going to probably have a painter come in, and because I have a red living room that is starting to annoy me, I wanted to tone it down, but I'm not going to paint it. I'm hoping that I don't have to paint. I'll have somebody do it because I'm not really into painting anymore either. I've been there, done that, that type of stuff. And I'm old. I figured that's a good reason that I don't have to do anything. Enough already. I did all the painting at one point. I painted rooms. I, did all that stuff. I'm tired. Now I just want to enjoy, take my walks, maybe start baking my bread. Gotta make my Halloween meal. Not sure what's on on the menu yet. That was one of those stinking chenille stems sticking up because I didn't get it felted it down enough. And that's still a little flimsy up there. We'll fix that. I just want to get it all covered. And again, this part is aggravating me. So felt it down. If you drop a stitch, it's a problem. Going back a little bit, guys, ladies, I missed a few of the comments. Okay, Shannon likes cooking with other people. Wait, I better put these on because I'm reading and felting at the same time, and I really don't want blood on this. I have to cook like 5 times a week. I should be cooking more once I get my act together. I've just been sort of being lazy since I retired. I'm going to get myself together and start cooking my meals because the kids cook their meals. Megan cooks hers, Eddie cooks his. So I do start every once in a while. I'll cook a soup. Like I think the last thing I made was potato leek soup, which was, I love potato leek soup. But I should start cooking a little bit more. And then, okay, I like to cook. It's getting, yeah, it hurts, Barbara, to be standing and trying to get all that done. Yeah, unless the girls are here to help me. I understand that. Christine wants an Outlander shawl, Kelly. I don't know what that is. I guess it's from the movie the Netflix show Outlander. So you're gonna have to start telling her, but you still have to tell me what color you're doing it. And if you drop a stitch, that would be a problem. Okay. Let's see. I want to keep up. We cook big for Thanksgiving too, but the girls do more than I do. I hate the cleanup. Yeah, the cleanup. I'm not fond of the cleanup either. But the one thing I like about the one thing I like about after the holidays is you have all the leftover food. Although I do go out for Thanksgiving every year, you have all the leftover food. Your house is clean. The pressure is done, and then you can just sit the next day in your clean little house with all this delicious food, and you don't even have to cook. So it's sort of like that's your reward for doing all that stuff. That's what I like. I like the day after everything is done and you just get to sit down and enjoy. What am I doing here? What am I doing? Wait, can I just figure out what I'm doing before I do it? I'm going to have to, I didn't take any food with me. I just have my coffee and some water. I'm going to have to start making sure that I take, whoa, is there something there? Where did that one come from? Who knows? Okay, yes. I'm going to have to take some food with me for these things because I always start to get really hungry. There's one. I know there's one right there. There is one right here. And there is a fruit fly. I don't know where they're coming from. I don't have any food here. Go away. And don't go in my coffee because then I'll take you out and drown you again just because you went into my coffee. Yes, I do too, Joanne. I clean up as I cook. I want to find an easy short to either knit or crochet. We cook big for Thanksgiving too, but the girls do more than I do. I hate the cleanup. Okay, I caught up to there. I want to find an easy shawl pattern. Yes, I always clean as I go, Joanne. It's the only way to do it, especially if you're baking. Otherwise, you have such a mess. I dread all the cooking and cleaning coming up. Yes, lots of patterns on YouTube. Oh, going back from sweaters and shawls to cooking. Okay, lots of patterns. Christina's letting you know, Telly, there's lots of patterns on YouTube. Because she wants one. Still so many dishes. Pumpkin spice. Okay. And oh, pumpkin spice is the color. Sorry, I got it now. I asked that question a while ago, so I forget that I asked the question. Okay, so I was going to say, you're cooking with pumpkin spice. I see, because my mind is swirling all over the place. Okay. Did I put another one here? I don't know, but I'm going to pretend I did. All right. Alrighty, so I'm creating ridges. I don't know if anybody can see it. There are ridges, and in this thing, okay, let's finish getting it all covered, and then we can, I'm not going to stop at 8:30. I'm just going to keep going because I don't want to have, this is another project I don't finish. 20-minute pumpkins, my foot. Okay, we didn't get it. This is not a 20-minute pumpkin. This is a 2.5-hour squash. Oh, what fun. So, okay, getting back to what I'm doing, all I'm doing, as you can see, is I'm taking a little bit of the green, a little bit of this beautiful orange core roving, and where was my piece that I needed? Right there. Okay, and I'm just sloppily mixing it together. It gives you nice streaks, sort of looks like a squashy thing. One of those weird look, those odd looking squashy things. And if you want to do this over a pumpkin, because everybody else does pumpkins, you can. Okay, where is all these things here? Trying to see where I put my chenille stems. I think there's nothing there. Okay. And now I just have to do the top, and then I'll do a stem, and we're done. I mean, of course, I'm gonna futz with it off camera. Okay, let's just get the top done. Let's put a little bit more green. Let's just run it like that. Stick it in there like that for the stem. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm mixing. Thank you, Joanne. What do we need? Ziploc bags too? They take less room in storage. I'm missing a lot. Use Ziploc bags. I love Ziploc bags. I need to stock up on it. Thank you. They're right. Gallons. Yes, I love zip. I use Ziploc bags for even like holding supplies. All the laces, I try to put them by color in Ziploc bags. Lay them flat in the fridge. Oh, we're already Christmas shopping. Okay, I think I caught. Ziploc bags is a good idea. Let's get this done. Just adding mostly green to the top. Just laying it over. Needle felting it down in the center because that's where the stem is going to go. And I have completed covering all of the gray. Oopsie. Oh, I feel so. I'm not going to do that tonight because it would take too long. It'll probably take another hour. To redefine all of the chenille stems, like to go over this and to make sure it's all felted. And you know, there's another the technique I was using there was just taking my needle and going every which way, and it made it very lumpy bumpy, which is also like a part of the squash. If there's any area that I don't like the color, I just take either a little green or the orange fluff and put it right over. I didn't even use this color at all yet. Okay, you're still talking. There we go. Maybe we could add, this is a little different color, a little yellower, because it's the gold, just to add different tones in it. So I'm gonna, you know, I will be messing with this a little bit, but I want to make a stem to show you how I make my stems. Okay, there's a little gray over there showing. So let's take a little of this core wool, put it over, don't fall. Okay, so let's work on a stem. And he does stand up. He does stand up, which is nice. So if you're making, you know, I know this took me a long time, but I'm hoping that it was because I was talking a lot too and not concentrating. But you can make a whole bowl of these if you like needle felting. You only need, you know, you need your core wool. And I wouldn't waste this beautiful stuff on there because it looks so pretty as far as the colors. You need a core wool color. You could use the white. I was just using the gray because I wanted to get rid of it. And it's not, I don't even know if that was really core wool or not. To tell you the truth, I am not that well, you know, I know some of it's core wool, like I can tell with this because it's so fluffy. That's, I don't know what the heck it was that I was using. Sort of like a core wool top coat. I guess, combination of them both. Now this, there's a little bit of that pipe cleaner chenille stem still sticking out. So, aggravating me? Not anymore. Hold on. And then, you know, so you go around and you continue felting. Now that the major felting part is done, now that you have your shape, you can define it, add different colors. If you want to add it, but basically this is a 3-color thing, your core wool, and then the whatever colors I told you I got. Where is that? The green is the oregano, and the core woven is the dyed pumpkin. So, and you can make a whole bunch of these, plus your little pumpkins if you like. You think you're going to beat me? You will not. I will get you. Okay, and now to make a stem. So let's get the stem going so we can finish this thing. And I can say, now there's little pieces of this thing sticking up at me, and I don't like that. I can feel it. And nothing worse than holding on to a nice little soft thing and you get hit with that. Press it, make it go down in so the tip doesn't come out. Like I said, I'm going to go over all of that. Let's get the fingers away. This goes, this goes. And let's see, what color? This is a nice color brown. I don't know what these colors are. That's why I'm not saying what they are. I always forget what colors they are. Okay. And then let's add a little of this green to it too. Okay. Thank you, Telly. Just mixing some colors together to try to get a twisty looking stem. You could do it all one color. Let's move this down. Let's move this down so I have some room. Okay. I'm going to start felting. Whoa, that wasn't working. And then I'm twisting it. A little too much here. So we're going to take this off. Okay. I'll put this in here. I'm going to felt this in here. Are you felting? Yeah, that's better. Okay, that must be getting old. Okay, then I like to put like little, this is very light brown. I should have probably used more of a darker brown. Where is this one? See how it comes down? I want to try to do that a little bit. I don't like that it's too light. Hold on. I'm going to add a little bit more darkness to it because I didn't like that it was too light through the whole thing. I guess that light, okay, was really light. So I'm just adding more color to it. There we go. Which way was I twisting it? This way? Okay. Let's get that down. Get that stuck in the... I'm twisting it as I'm felting it. And this is stuck into my pad so it doesn't holds it. And you have, then you can always, hold on, felt it down into your project. Whoa, I have felting all over the place here. Now what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do that off screen. I could add some leaves to it like I showed you before. Where did that leaf go? Where you just color it. You can use some curly cues, whatever you want here. To make this top look interesting, you can take some of the twine. That's what it's called. I couldn't think of what the twine was called. You can glue stiffen it and make it curly, and then put it on here. You can probably even needle felt it in, or a little bit of fabric tack would work. But this is basically it. And then, like I said, I'm going to go over all of it, redefine all these things, all those pipe cleaners, Chanel stems I put on here, make them stick out a little bit more. If I don't like a color, I can always add either some green. I could add some brown to it, but the brown wouldn't look good. But I can add some more green to it to make it, or more orange, whatever looks better. But I mean, not terribly like it, but it does look like a squash. And these squashes, once you make them, you know, there's a lot of time in making it, but they're cost efficient because you can use them year in, year out. They don't go bad. And you can just put them away for, and you can use them for Halloween and Thanksgiving. Make a couple of them, put them in a bowl with maybe some pipe, with some pine cones and stuff. So I'm switching out. Hold on. You know what? I wasn't going to sell the squash, but I might do that. Thank you. I'm going to switch. Hold on a second. Oop, don't hit the leave. That would be bad. Okay, let me switch out so I can talk because I think I'm done. There, and then flip it. There we go. Woo! Sweating. I wasn't planning on it, but you know what? I might just put it in there. Why not? Put the two of them in there, see if they're, because it would probably be a lower priced item, although I did take a lot of time on it, but thank you. Thank you. Okay. So it was Ashley or Shannon? It was Ashley who won the spooky tree. I'll send that out. Like I said, tomorrow, because I am going to the post office, so I will try to get it packaged up. I'll glue it down so that this piece stays in. Let's see. And I hope that, you know, it's harder to do when you're doing it online than it is when you're home and you're just sitting here and getting things done. I mean, you know, I've been finding that a lot of my day just goes by because I've been so busy crafting. Here's another one of those things sticking out. Oops, you can't see it. Where? Another one of those things sticking out, so I'm just going to clip that. But needle felting is really fun. And if you used these styrofoam balls in here, it would take a lot less needle felting. So that would help if you don't want to felt as long as I did. You could take your balls and put them in, and that's going to give you some shape. Now, real felt, you know, I don't know if you want to call them real felters, because if you felt, you felt. But purists probably would look at you and like, but don't tell them. Don't tell them. What they don't know doesn't hurt them, right? So, sweating. I know. I worked up a sweat towards the end. I think it's also because I'm hungry. I'm just putting my needles back together. Make sure you clear the hole when you do that. Right. The heavy duty gets the cap. I leave the ones I use, the mid ones, the 38s, I leave that uncapped. And then you can, oh, I should have showed you with this, the punch tool. Once I'm done, I'm going to do it up in the air. I will probably go over it with a little bit of the punch tool just to make some areas a little bit smooth. The punch tool is fun. I love the way it sounds. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. All right, so let's see. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. What did I want to tell you? Next Tuesday is the day after Halloween. I might not be going live next Tuesday. I don't know. I have to see if I can come up with something to do or if I'm finishing something, but I'm going to be busy now, pretty much from like Thursday or so, trying to figure out what I'm making for Halloween. I'm not quite sure yet. I know the only thing I am sure about is I told you about the black lentil, which I'm going to give Joanne the recipe, the black lentil pot pies. But how I finish this, if we can get it cut together, if my daughter can get it all edited together, that'll go up. And then I might have a little video on my decorations, my house decorations. If not, then I'll just take pictures and post them on Facebook on the Halloween decorations. I've been noticing more and more every year that see, once you start needle felting, it gets addictive. You know, I'm sitting here and I'm picking up a needle and I'm talking to you. I've been noticing more and more that, and this is something that happened with my Christmas decorations too, that a lot of them are homemade, or I made myself, or if I didn't make the whole thing, I did something to it, so it was a little different. So I really love how that's coming. I'm finally getting there because I wanted to make, you know, some other stuff that's nice that I can leave out all year, which I do leave out a few things all year. So thank you, ladies. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Telly, Toby, Bo, Joanne. I'm so glad we were all together. It was so nice that we were all together and we could all just chit chat. Glad I finally met you. Yeah, Christine. It's oh gosh. Okay, I'm so glad that you're on. Don't you get the notification? Hit the notification thing so it goes bing on your phone. Thank you, Barbara. I'm so glad that you were all here. Shannon, love Ashley. Shirley was here. I know that Tony, Anthony was here. Mike. Good night, everybody. So I hope to see you soon. But in the meantime, whenever, just have fun creating beauty. Good night, ladies. Love you all. Bye. Oh, and Martha too. Sorry, Martha, if you're still here. Bye.